Bryson DeChambeau, who calls himself the golfing scientist, has made waves in the golf world with his latest statements. Known for his focus on growth and innovation in the game, he framed his decision to join LIV Golf as both a business and lifestyle move, highlighting opportunities outside golf and more time with family. Yet, during a recent appearance on the Flushing It podcast, he admitted he's now open to returning to the PGA Tour, even playing both tours if the chance arises. This admission comes shortly after his close friend and fellow LIV defector Brooks Koepka expressed regrets about leaving the PGA, sparking speculation about Bryson's own choices. While he initially cited risk as the reason for hesitating to join LIV, he later described the decision as a strategic move, blending financial security, career flexibility, and personal priorities. The quotes reveal a player balancing competitive ambition, brand value, and lifestyle, signaling that even stars with high-profile live contracts are reevaluating the tour landscape. When asked about the ongoing negotiations between LIV Golf and the PGA Tour, Bryson DeChambeau told the Flushing It hosts that he wants to compete against the best players in the world, wherever they are. He specifically mentioned missing the competition on the PGA Tour and said that if a pathway opened for LIV players to compete in both leagues, he would be the first to sign up. This is significant because when Bryson made the jump to LIV Golf in June 2022, the narrative centered on loyalty to the new league and revolutionizing professional golf. At the time, he reportedly signed a deal worth between $125 million and $200 million and was adamant he had made the right choice, emphasizing innovation and opportunity. Fast forward to now, and his tone has shifted. The timing of the interview is crucial, coming just 2 weeks after Brooks Koepka admitted that leaving the PGA Tour was harder than he expected. Koepka, a two-time major champion since joining LIV, said he misses the week-to-week grind of the PGA Tour and the depth of competition, noting that the LIV team format is fun but doesn't replicate competing in a full 156-player field each week. Bryson and Koepka have been close friends for years, and it's clear that this evolving perspective is influencing Bryson's openness to competing across both tours while still honoring the opportunities LIV Golf has provided. Despite their very public feud in 2020 and 2021, Bryson DeChambeau and Brooks Koepka have patched things up since joining LIV Golf, and now they play together on the Crusher GC team. So when a close friend and teammate begins publicly questioning the decision to leave the PGA Tour, it naturally prompts reflection. But this isn't just about two friends having doubts. LIV Golf hasn't delivered everything it promised. Television ratings have been underwhelming, with viewership declining by the second event of the year in Tucson, Arizona. The league still lacks a major U.S. broadcast deal, airing events on the CW which reaches far fewer viewers than CBS, NBC, or ESPN. Attendance has been inconsistent, with some tournaments drawing solid crowds while others struggle to fill grandstands. Then there's the issue of legacy. Bryson, a 2020 U.S. Open champion, has always emphasized his desire to be remembered as one of golf's all-time greats. Yet LIV Golf events don't award official world golf ranking points. And despite winning tournaments, Bryson's global standing has plummeted. The victories exist, but the competitive credibility and historical impact he sought remain limited. Creating tension between short-term rewards and long-term legacy, Bryson DeChambeau currently sits outside the top 50 in the world, a position that would have been unthinkable for him just 3 years ago. Major championships remain the ultimate measure of legacy, and 54 golf players have struggled to access them through traditional pathways. Bryson still competes in majors thanks to past champion exemptions, his 2020 U.S. Open win grants, a 10-year exemption through 2030, but his Masters exemption lasted only 5 years, expiring after the 2025 tournament. To maintain long-term access to all 4 majors, he must either win additional championships or regain a top 50 world ranking. In the meantime, Bryson emphasizes the opportunities LIV Golf provides off the course, building a driving range and multi-sport complex in Dallas, supporting his foundation, and pursuing personal projects. Yet during his Flushing It interview, when asked about regret, he didn't give a definitive no. Instead, he framed his focus on playing quality golf wherever possible, reflecting a pragmatic approach to balancing competition, legacy, and life outside the ropes. That's classic politician speak. Bryson is essentially keeping his options open. The financial side is significant, too. While LIV Golf gave him a massive guaranteed payday, the PGA Tour has responded with elevated events and huge purses, plus sponsorship deals that top players are cashing in on. Reports indicate Scottie Scheffler earned over $60 million in 2024 from course earnings and bonuses alone, with Rory McIlroy not far behind. LIV Golf's team format, by contrast, splits prize money, and limited mainstream media coverage has constrained sponsorship opportunities. So what does this mean for Bryson's future? The truth is, nobody knows, not even Bryson. Negotiations between the PGA Tour and Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, LIV Golf's backer, have been ongoing for over a year. The framework agreement announced in June 2023 still hasn't produced a final deal. For now, Bryson exists in professional golf limbo, with 3 possible paths: a merger or partnership allowing players to compete on both circuits, which is his preference, the tours remaining separate, forcing a choice, or LIV Golf folding or scaling back, which seems unlikely given the financial commitment but isn't impossible. That's the status quo, and it's clearly not what Bryson wants anymore. A third possibility is that LIV Golf could fold or scale back dramatically if the public investment fund decides it's not worth the investment. While unlikely given the massive Saudi backing, it's not impossible. The co-player factor adds pressure. Brooks Koepka, with 5 major championships and a typically measured public persona, expressing doubts carries weight. When 2 of LIV's biggest stars, the faces of the league, voice interest in returning to the PGA Tour, it creates a major narrative problem. Not all LIV players feel this way. Phil Mickelson, who joined early, remains loyal, and Dustin Johnson is content, but both are at different career stages. Mickelson at 54 wasn't regularly winning on the PGA Tour, and Johnson at 40 isn't chasing the same legacy goals as 31-year-old Bryson. During the Flushing It interview, Bryson didn't directly address these ethical questions, but they loom large. If he returns to the PGA Tour, he'll face scrutiny over whether the guaranteed money was worth the backlash and strained relationships, all while navigating the shadow of Saudi Arabia's reputation and the ongoing sports-washing controversy. Fallout from the surprise merger between the PGA Tour and the Saudi-backed LIV Golf continues to ripple across the golf world and beyond, with lawmakers, human rights activists, and 9/11's family advocacy groups expressing outrage. Bryson DeChambeau and other LIV players have faced criticism for accepting money from the Saudi government given the country's human rights record. In his Flushing It interview, Bryson didn't address the ethical questions directly, but they hang over every career decision. If he eventually finds a way back to the PGA Tour, he'll face scrutiny not only about whether the money was worth a backlash, but also over strained relationships with players who stayed loyal. Some, like Rory McIlroy, have softened their stance and are open to reintegration if a fair framework exists. But many remain unforgiving, seeing defectors as having betrayed the sport for guaranteed money. Bryson's comment suggests he's hoping for a reunification deal that allows him to keep his LIV earnings while regaining access to PGA Tour competition and the legacy-building opportunities that come with it. Essentially trying to have his cake and eat it too.